When we talk about AI readiness, it's so easy to get caught up in the tech, the data, the infrastructure, the algorithms. But there's this other dimension, one that can quietly sabotage everything and expose a company to just massive risk. So today, let's dive into that, ethical AI, and specifically, bias mitigation.
But before we jump in, a quick heads up. This is part 8 of our 15-part series, and it's all based on a really detailed report from Virtualization Options LLC. Now, obviously, what we cover here is just a slice of the full report. So please remember, this isn't legal or financial advice, and it doesn't come with any kind of warranty.
So here's what we're going to tackle. We'll start with the critical risk of bias itself. Then we'll unpack its many forms. After that, we'll get into the really thorny question of how you even define and measure fairness. From there, we'll look at how to fight bias across the entire AI lifecycle, zoom out to broader ethical frameworks, and wrap it all up with a checklist you can actually use.
Okay, let's start with the big picture. From your perspective as a stakeholder, AI ethics, it's not some abstract philosophical debate. No, it is a core risk management discipline. Ignoring this stuff is like building a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. It's not a question of if it'll cause problems, but when.
So what is an AI's most dangerous blind spot? It's all those subtle, often completely unintentional biases that get baked right into its logic. And these biases, they lead to discriminatory outcomes, which, well, you know what happens next. Public backlash, regulators knocking at your door, and eventually the market just rejecting your product. It's the silent killer that can absolutely tank an entire AI initiative.
Now here's what makes this so tricky. Bias isn't just one single problem you can find and fix. It's this complex, multi-headed beast that can creep into a system from all sorts of directions. And if you don't know what you're looking for, good luck finding it.
For example, you've got historical bias. This is where your data is just a mirror of past societal prejudices. Imagine a hiring tool trained on decades of data from a totally male-dominated field. Then there's representation bias, where your data just doesn't include enough of certain groups, so the model is terrible for them. Measurement bias is a sneaky one. It's when the very thing you decide to measure is already flawed, like using how much someone cost the healthcare system in the past as a stand-in for how much they'll need it in the future. Aggregation bias is when you create a one-size-fits-all model that completely papers over huge differences between subgroups. And finally, there's evaluation bias, which is when you just forget to test if your model is actually fair for everyone it impacts.
Okay, so if we know what bias looks like, we should be able to measure it and stamp it out, right? Well, this is where it gets even more complicated. The real challenge here is that fairness isn't some single universally agreed upon technical thing.
And this, right here, is the question that every single stakeholder should be asking. Because look, if an organization can't clearly explain how it defines fairness in a specific situation and why it shows that definition, then any claim of having an unbiased system is, frankly, pretty much meaningless. And this illustrates the problem perfectly. On the one hand, you have a metric like demographic parity. This says a loan model is fair if it approves, say, men and women at the same percentage. Seems simple, right? But on the other hand, you have equalized odds. This metric says the model is only fair if it's equally accurate for both men and women, meaning it has the same rate of correct and incorrect predictions for both groups. Now here's the kicker. You mathematically cannot always satisfy both of these at the same time. An organization has to make a conscious choice about which definition of fairness matters more. And as a stakeholder, this isn't some tiny technical detail, it's a fundamental strategic decision with real-world risk trade-offs.
So given all this complexity, how do mature organizations actually deal with this problem? Well, they don't just treat bias as some final check they do before launch. No, they embed ways to mitigate it across the entire AI lifecycle, from the very first byte of data to long after the model is out in the world.
This whole process starts right at the beginning, at data collection, by auditing sources for any of that historical discrimination we talked about. Then, in data preparation, you can use techniques like reweighting to balance out underrepresented groups. During model training, you can actually build fairness rules directly into the algorithm. At the model evaluation stage, you have to do rigorous testing for disparate impact. And here's the crucial part. It doesn't stop when you hit go live. Deployment and monitoring means constantly watching for fairness drift, making sure the model stays equitable as the world and the data changes.
Now, as absolutely critical as bias mitigation is, it's really just one piece of a much larger puzzle. A truly ready organization thinks way beyond just fairness. They operate within a comprehensive ethical AI framework that covers a whole range of potential harms and responsibilities. This framework rests on a few key pillars. Transparency.
is about being able to actually explain how a model is making its decisions. Accountability means you know exactly who is responsible when things go wrong. Privacy and safety and security are all about protecting users and their data. And finally, and this is a big one, human oversight ensures that for the really high-stakes decisions, a person, not an algorithm, always has the final say.
So how do you make sure a framework like this actually works in the real world? The key is people. Having diverse development teams and actively talking to the communities who will be affected by an AI system, that's not some nice-to-have PR move. It is an absolutely essential risk mitigation strategy for finding those ethical blind spots that a more uniform team would almost certainly miss.
So, with all that in mind, what are the really critical questions you, as a stakeholder, should be asking to figure out how mature an organization is on this stuff? Let's boil it all down to an actionable checklist.
First, is bias testing just a systematic part of how they build things, or is it a last-minute scramble? Second, ask them, what specific fairness metrics did you choose, and can you defend that choice? Third, is there a clear working process for anyone in the company to raise an ethical red flag? Fourth, are they genuinely engaging with diverse communities, or is it just for show? Fifth, does the level of transparency they're offering actually match how risky the system is? And finally, is there real, meaningful human oversight for decisions that seriously impact people's lives?
At the end of the day, it all really comes down to this. In today's world, ignoring AI ethics just isn't an option anymore. The only choice an organization really has is whether it will build a responsible framework by design or be forced to clean up the mess after a preventable disaster.